my spot that I would love to go to when I was just having a day. It's good to have those areas. Mentally, physically, you name it. What's going on though? Yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay. You know, I've always felt like we've had that sort of like mutual connection whenever there's something going wrong or awry in life, we can always sense that one of us is just in distress. Yeah, I couldn't sleep. It was maybe the rain, maybe the planes, but honestly, I gotta say it's probably my thoughts. It's what keeps me up most at night, and it's been one of those days where there really isn't anything that can go right. So you're kind of just left thinking like, man, why? I don't know. It's just a whole lot of nothing in here with a whole lot of something. But I'm here to talk. I know as I get older, as we all get older, there really isn't as much of an opportunity to talk, but as is such with life, you know, you get busy and swept up within the bustle. But I want to try and make more of a concerted effort. I do, I really do. And I am sorry. I wish I could give you some grandiose explanation like, oh, my career as a professional actor or a baker and I've been traveling the world showcasing my designs. But I've just been a bit selfish, and I'm sorry. I really am, truthfully. Life hasn't been the easiest for me recently. It's like, there's only so many good days you can have. But when they're good, cherish them. Oh my gosh. I can't stress that enough. And I'm young. I mean, I have so much of life to live and stuff that I haven't even experienced yet, but it feels like every day is a learning lesson to some degree, but I'm not here to give you a lesson. That's for mom and dad to do. Trust me. I know. Let's just bask in each other's comfort, okay? You know, on my way here, I kind of had a feeling because of the weather and how you were just not really having it today, and I wasn't either, so kind of stashed us a little drink. So, I have what I call the cure-all elixir, and that is guava nectar. I will die on the hill that guava nectar is the greatest beverage, drink, liquid that you can ever have. It seriously has brought me a lot of comfort. And if you're having stomach issues, the amount of fruit in here will help you. But seriously, I got some guava nectar and not just one glass, because I'm not weird like that. I'm not going to make us drink out of one glass. We might be siblings, but I am not sipping with your saliva. It's disgusting. And then I got us two. So why don't I go ahead and pour you a glass and we can just chat. Totally. Alright. Yeah, I forced mom to buy like 5 of these things. I love them. And honestly, like, I'll stash these in my room, and then mom will come in my room like, did you drink all the guava nectar? I'm like, yeah, I did. But they don't know it's in my room, because if they do, it's like they're gonna be a sting operation and we're screwed. So just don't tell mom or dad, because dad, even though he keeps the secret, he can get it out of him very easily. But enough talking for a second. Let's it's been a while. It really has. And it feels like at the ripe old age of 18, every day there's something new. But it can oftentimes feel like there's nothing going on. And I don't know. Again, like I do get swept up in my head way too often to the point where I start missing out on so many other people's lives that matter to me, yours included. And there's no excusing that, there really isn't. But I sometimes take my passions, movies, filmmaking, and I make them not only obsessions, but an escape that becomes abused. And I shouldn't. And neither should you, because and look, I'm not trying to teach here, but if you take a thing that you love so much and you hold so dear, and you kind of squeeze it out, you're going to lose a lot of the flavor, and also you're going to make it something you're avidly going to try and avoid, because you've spent so long trying to, kind of revolve that as the forefront of your mind in hopes of suppressing other thoughts, and that's not what's up. It really isn't taken from me. So, cheers. Oh, God. I don't know what the heck, aside from guava, they put in this crap, but I'm hooked. I hope you're enjoying it too. One more. Life's been tough. One of the weirdest things, and I'm not trying to get too deep here, it kind of sucks when you're not happy, but you look at your life and there really shouldn't be anything to be unhappy about. And playing the comparison game is something you'll never win, and it'll only make things worse. I'm sorry, I don't mean to vent. It's just, I have so much to be thankful for. A roof over our heads, a place for us to create a really great fort, the ability to have a family that loves me and us, and it's great, and I'm thankful for it. But there's just some days where I'm not happy. But I think I'm realizing it's okay to not be happy. We have bad days, we have moments where we're pounding our fists to the pavement and screaming at the skies, wondering why the world seems so avidly against us. I know I have. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but if we had an everyday situation where the good feelings and the energy that made us persist forward was on a constant, would it be good? I don't know. I guess that's a question to ponder for another day, but I think we have to have the bad days as a reminder for us to realize what the power the good days hold. And I just, even though I tell this stuff to you, I'm like preaching to the choir, and I don't eat my own words, and I should, because I'm so knowing and powerful and smart. I'm a genius. I mean, I'm your sibling, for God's sake. Who do you take after? But it's these moments right here, and I've come to realize that when you look back on the most influential, foundational seeds that have been planted in your entire life, whether it be those days where we couldn't sleep and Dad came into our room and was like, "Are you hungry? Let's go get food." And then we'd go to that diner down the street, and it would be like 2 a.m, and that weather where it felt like it was damp fog, like right after a rain, and you could just feel the moisture in the air, and we'd get like the most junk food ridden meals and just eat and talk and enjoy each other's presences. Memories like that, but when you go into something so big, like, I don't know, a trip to Disneyland, I oftentimes find the ones where it's just a casual one-on-one dialogue, like a casual back and forth, a conversation where you talk also listen that have really resulted in some of the most influentially sound moments that I've looked back on a constant basis. Why am I saying this? Great question. I love you. I do. And those are 3 words brought together that are said to nauseam. Whether it be when mom and dad are having their moments and we're at the table and it's disgusting and they're like being all lovey-dovey, or just all the movies and TV shows we watch. Don't even get me started on how our sister watches all those rom-coms. Some of them are good though. Most of them are terrible. But I do. I really freaking do. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not going anywhere. At least I don't think so. Hopefully not. But I don't get to tell you that often. Enough. And it's so crazy, especially with how a pandemic has forced everyone to completely reconfigure their lifestyles. And there's so much going on in the world. We live in our own vacuum bubbles. And it's tough because it's great. By saying I live in a vacuum bubble, we do. That's a privilege, a fortune to not bear witness to so much of the tragedies going on in the world. But in doing so, you get kind of in this sort of reality that isn't real. It's like a warped perception. And I'm not saying, completely watch everything you see and listen to it all, but hold on to what matters. I know I'm certainly trying to tell myself that as well. Oh gosh. I think the guava nectar's talking at this point. But seriously, it's like maybe the vibe. Late at night, do you remember that one time? You were very young. I was too. Where mom was off for a business trip. And it was you, me, dad. I want to say that's it. Maybe like some other person. And they turned every light off in the house. And I remember, because it was like dad wanted to play this hide and seek in the dark. And I was deep down very nervous. Yeah, I was. I know. I played it straight. I tried to be as cool and calm as I could. But I was terrified. And the house is big, especially. It's 10 times bigger in the pitch dark of night. And we were hiding, and the whole set of the game was to try and find us, but also to scare the crap out of each other. And I'll never forget when I was hiding, and I was shaking. I was so scared. It was my first time doing it in this house, and dad, of course, was cranking the scare factor to 11 by, pounding on the walls and running up the stairs. Looking back, it was so cheesy, but it was great. But I'll never forget when you and me were hiding, and I didn't know that I was hiding with you, and we're in the closet, and we're just hiding, and we found out it was you and me, and I remember that comfort I got, that feeling of safety, and feeling that sense of purpose in your presence, and it made me realize, like, blood is so much thicker than, figurative blood, than friends. And I love friends, I really do, but there will always be this sense of longing and purpose and love and an affinity that I will have to my family. And I don't tell them this often, because then they're like, oh, Connor, what's going on? They always dig, as parents do. But I love you. I do. I do, and I don't know why I'm in this mood, but life's a trip. Life is a trip. So, ultimately, gosh, it's just crazy to live in the moment. But I think some of the most rewarding outcomes happen because of such. You're doing a bit better though. Yeah, I think the rain is slowing down. I kind of hope not, because it really does. I don't know. I have this theory about why when it rains, it makes you're in a very warm area, but rain makes you want to bundle up and, in the literal sense, be warm. But I feel when it rains, you kind of are reminded of what makes you warm internally, and that kind of just warms the soul. And I think having these moments is really the stuff that warms me up. I don't know about you, but yeah. Gosh, I don't know what life is gonna have in store for us. I really don't. And as we get older and there's more responsibilities, we're gonna drift apart a little bit, maybe a lot of bit. That's okay. I will never hold that against you, and I hope you wouldn't do the same for me, because that's the way that life works. We find our own and our own footings, and to try and encroach into that and make each other hang out, I feel would be detrimenting would be a detriment to that. Would be detrimental. Thank you. That was the word. My bad. And I hope to see you succeed in whatever it is that you want to do. But please, 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 take it from me, someone who's been wanting to make movies, to do all these things. The only thing that's going to stop you is you. Me, you, each other. And I've spent so much time wanting to do things. I've spent more time wanting to do things than actually doing them. Just do it. Go for it. The wind blows hardest before you reach the top of the mountain. That is like a fortune cookie saying that I read when I went to that Chinese restaurant down the street. Yeah, amazing stuff. Will leave you on the toilet for hours though. But it's so true. When you want to take that leap, that is exactly when you do so. And I have found time and time again, the longer I wait, the harder it is that it's going to actually be done. So, yeah, I freaking love you. And to that, I will cheers. I will shut up and we can enjoy the rain in our presences, maybe fall asleep, and begin our days and the days after that with leading with love and knowing that we gotta pursue it and carpe diem, seize the moment.